daddy born poor, mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car, for babies in the backseat underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. It is Thursday, April 20th, 2023. I'm so glad you could join me this morning here at Forex Smart Trade. Our mission is to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by teaching you how to currency trade with our highly accurate proprietary trading indicators. Hold on here, just trying to get the screen placed that I like it. I am broadcasting from hotel room in Toronto. I'm here for a few days doing a little business. So with that, let's jump in. Oh, and you know what? I have not opened up. Oh, come on, got too much stuff going on here. I'm sorry I haven't opened up our windows here beforehand. Oh, come on. Why don't I see it? What I'm looking for. Let's try this. Minimize this. I'm sorry. We got to listen to the little disclaimer guy, and I don't see him up on my screen here. So maybe we won't do that this morning. Yes, here we go. Sorry about that. So let's go ahead and listen to this guy. And now my machine is going a little bit slow. Still got on my list of things here is to get a new laptop. Is this one? This one is going slow. And it's loading. Well, it's loading. Let us go to, let's see if we get this. Well, we're almost there. There we go.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about the program, and I think the way I've got the screen set up here is you can only see the trading screen. So I'm not going to try to figure out and correct it. But one of the great things about the program is that we do these live trade sessions. Purpose is multifold. One of which is it's teaching to provide you with a show you some of the different strategies, the different traders. We've got a dozen different trading strategies depending on how you like to trade. And as we train you, we would create a trade plan specific to you. And we do a live trade in the morning at 10 a.m. It tends to be a little scalp trade. We also do another live trade in the evening at 10 p.m., which tends to be on the Australian and Japanese markets, which is morning time at that time. And then it's about continuous training. So we have sessions every Wednesday evening and Saturday morning to continue to help you refine your skills and get better at this. With that, I work off of a little checklist. I'm not going to show you the checklist because I think I set up the screens the wrong way. But basically, I start off with restarting my green charts every day to see that they have the whatever the most current version is and that the memory is fresh. Two, at the end of every day, it is good habit to review the trades of the previous day that didn't go the way that we wanted. And last night's trade setup, we took a buy on the euro, on the pound yen. We didn't have a clear signal on the euro USD. That trade on the pound yen has not closed yet. In fact, if we're looking at the signals on the 1 hour, so last night I was looking at the day. We had an up signal. It has gone almost sideways, and during the night it went down almost 25. 30 pips, came back. When it came back this morning, I put a hedge on it. I did a sell stop at 167.440, 167.440 with a take profit at 167.200. It is past that point right now. It's at 167.394. We've got a slight down here. We've got a 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 down here. So if you want to go ahead and take a market sell right now with a take profit of 167.200, and then remove the stop loss on existing buy. Right now, I want to protect the trade. That'll minimize the loss. I think we'll get the sell and then come back and pick up the buy. This is still up, even though it's marginally up, but in the next little bit, it's going down. So that is what I've done. If you'd like to follow, you can. So now with that, let's jump into the trade I do is, we are technical traders being technical traders. Which means we are trading based on the price action. We want to know what the prospective news is so that we can trade around it. And we get that news by going to forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks news down into 3 categories. And again, I apologize because usually I have this all set up beforehand. And I get a little distracted this morning. And you can see the internet at this place isn't that great. It's a little slow because the pages are taking a while to load. Come on. We're going to close this. Close this since we don't need it anymore and see if we can get it to. Again, I apologize for. I'm going to move getting that new computer up. I've been like researching computers, so probably in the next week or two I will pull the trigger on one. So Forex Factory breaks news down into three categories: yellow, which is low impact; orange, which was medium impact; and red, which is high impact. And it's these red ones that I want to stay away from, and I want to stay. Typically, I try to get out of it 2 hours beforehand, so we are within that 2 hour window. Where a little later this morning at 8:30, they are going to announce unemployment numbers, and they along with the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. This number is already figured out, and what happens is it starts to get released early. Even though this is the official release time, people start knowing on it and trading against it. So I like to be out of play 2 hours beforehand and maybe come back into it 30 minutes afterwards. So we're not going to trade the USD this morning. And then a little later this morning is Bank of Canada Governor McMann speaks. On this doesn't sometimes this information is harder to get released because he's the only one who knows, or a small handful of people know what he's going to say, whereas this is a published number where a lot of people have access to it. 11:30, so 2 hours beforehand puts us at 9:30. We're at 6:30, so if we took a trade, we're trading off of a 1 hour chart. We would expect that trade to close within 1 to 3 hours. So we should be okay on taking something on Canadian dollar. So let's go ahead with that. Trade strategy I'm going to use is something called the 10-point trade strategy, which basically is attempting to get all the lines to line up from the three different sections of the chart. And we are going to trade off of the 6 light major, which is one of the standard charts. And we'll start with the Australian US dollar. This chart is showing me 6 different currency pairs, all US based pairs with 6 other currencies. And we start with the middle section of the chart, which is the majors and minors. The red and green line is the major indicator. The black and gray line is the minor indicator. And horizontal blue line is the overbought line. So I am looking for situations where we are overbought and the lines are coming down, or oversold, this horizontal red line, and the lines are going up. So right now on the Australian USD, we are overbought and going up, so nothing there. Euro USD, we are in the middle of the channel. We're up, down, up. So going up in the middle of the channel, when we're past halfway, I don't really like to trade it. So we're going to pass pound USD. We're approaching overbought. Everybody's going up. USD Canadian dollar, we were overbought. It was going down, but it has switched to sideways. We theoretically, you could argue that the majors are going down. If the slope of the green line is less than 45 degrees, which it is, it's almost, it's what, maybe 10, maybe 10 degrees. If I don't like to trade it. So we're going to pass on this. Dollar Swiss franc oversold going down. And here's a situation where you can see that you can get typically on a 1 hour chart, a trade is worth anywhere from 5 to 35 pips. And my sweet spot is I tend to look for a trade that's around 11 pips. You can pick up 11 pips on an oversold situation where it's going down, but that's just not part of my trade plan. I want trades that have the highest probability of doing what I want in a time frame that I expected to do it in. And that is, I'll have a higher percentage of success if I can catch a trade when it's overbought or oversold and going up, or overbought and coming down. So here, you were able to get 10 pips, but just not part of my trade plan. U.S. dollar yen in the middle of the channel, and it's turned, so nothing there. I have cloned this chart, and let's go to with non-USD pairs, and let's see in some of the other currencies if we've got something. Euro pound overbought. It started coming down pretty good, and then went from more steep to less steep to more steep. But we're right about at the maybe a little bit less than 45 degrees here on the majors. I don't like that. I want the slope of this to be steeper. Well, let's just take a look. So once we have all three, the three primary criteria that I'm looking for: one, that we were overbought, which we were; two, everybody's going down, they are; and three, we've got double cross, which is the red line is crossed over the green and the black line is crossed over the gray, which we have. But again, as I said, I'm not crazy about the slope here on the green line. But when I have all 3 points, I jump up to the TNTs and count how many lines are supporting the sell signal I'm seeing here. The two orange lines are telling me sell. The dotted blue, when blue goes up, that means sell. It's inversely related. So 3 of the 4 are telling me sell. And here I've got, I guess this is considered down pressure. Both lines are going down, the green line and the red line. The green line is almost horizontal and maybe horizontal. If the green line's horizontal, that's sideways. But to me, it's looking like it's going down, and I have the red line on top. So I've got a point here, 3 points here, 2 points here, or excuse me, 3 points here. But I'm not crazy about the slope. I'm going to write this one down and just see if we got anything better than it before we decide to do our additional analysis. So let's keep going. Australian dollar, yen, overbought going up. Euro Canadian dollar, oversold, started coming down, and it turned. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, this is actually a nice signal. Oversold, everybody's going up, double cross. So 3 points there. There's good steepness on the green line, and the lines are all clustered. Those are 2 pluses. One that the lines the green line is steeply got a steep slope on it, and 2 that the lines are clustered. 2 orange lines coming down, 2 blue lines, 2 orange lines going up, 2 blue lines coming down. So I got 4 out of the 4 telling me buy. I've got very weak up pressure here. green line's going up and the red line's going up. Very weak. So I got a point here. My only issue is we're trading off of a 1 hour chart and it's going into nighttime in Australia and New Zealand. I want to be trading daytime when I'm trading off of a 1 hour chart. So on the overnight trade, when I do that, I'm trading off of a day chart. So I'm not as concerned about what time it is in the specific country that I'm trading in. But on a 1 hour chart, I want it to be daytime on one of these markets. So I'm going to pass on this. Pound yen, but this is a nice signal. You see this? This is something you go to the next step and do the confirmation on. Pound yen, we've got conflicting signals here. Minors are going down, majors are coming up. We've got the duck bill. The duck bill usually means that there's going to be a little more push on the upside. Euro Canadian oversold, still going down, so nothing there. So let's go to the next group. Canadian dollar, yen, middle of the channel. It's changed directions. Euro New Zealand dollar approaching oversold. Minors are starting, or majors are starting to weaken. Pound New Zealand dollar oversold. Everybody's going sideways. New Zealand dollar yen overbought. Everybody's kind of going sideways. New Zealand dollar USD approaching overbought, still going up. Euro Swiss franc oversold and sideways here on the majors. Minors still going down, so nothing there. Let's go to the next group. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar overbought, going up, so nothing. Swiss franc yen overbought, starting to turn, going sideways. I don't like to guess or anticipate what the move is. I want to wait till I actually see the move. So sometimes new traders will want to say, whoa, it's starting to turn, I'm going to try to jump in sooner. Not a good move. Just wait. I'd rather get in a few pips late and make sure the direction is right than try to anticipate where the direction is. A much safer play. Euro yen overbought, sideways. Australian or pound Australian dollar oversold, still going down. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, we're in the channel and we've got conflicting directions. Majors going down, minors going up. And again, when we get everybody lined up, that's a high percentage trade. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm just going through and seeing when I see that setup that I want. I only need a couple of them a day to make some money. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, oversold, minors going down, majors starting to turn, going sideways. So nothing. So we've gone through 24 pairs, and we did not see a setup that we liked. So I'm going to change gears now and use a different signal. This signal is called the thick orange line signal. And basically, it looks to see what the thick orange line is doing. And this thick orange line is a scaled number. So when it's as high as it can go, this number is at 10. It's the number associated with the position of the line is over here. When this is at 10, it thinks there's no more up in the movement. So if there's no more up in the movement, that's a good time to sell. Likewise, when it's as low as it can go, it is at 0. And when it's at 0, it thinks there's no more down in the movement. If there's no down in the movement, it's a good time to buy. However, we're not going to just trade on that piece of information alone. We are going to look for confirmation by looking at what the majors are doing. So first step is, what's this number? Is it 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end? And then once I see if it's 0 or 10 or within 1 point of 0 or 10 or 0 or 10, then I'm going to look at where the major indicator is. So 3 isn't close enough. And this trade, by the way, is good when there's 5 minutes left on a 1 hour chart. So we're approaching that. We're at 5:20 right now. 3 isn't close enough. 5 isn't close enough. 1 is almost close enough, but I want it to be under 1, between 0 and 1, and this is just slightly over. So I'm going to pass. No. 9.9 here on the Canadian or the Swiss franc yen, and the confirmation is that the red and green line are above the blue horizontal line, the overbought line, and they are. You can see the red line. I'm looking at the red line. I want it to be like maybe just where it is. I want it to be that much higher. I prefer if this line was a little steeper, but this is a signal. So now the only other thing I want to check is this trade is worth 5 pips. I want to check and see what the spread is, what the broker's charging for commission. So as long as it's under a pip, we'll go ahead and take this trade. So that is, let's see, Swiss franc yen, and it is a sell? Yeah, sell. So Swiss franc yen. So I'm going to go to my MetaTrader 4 and look what the spread is here. Swiss franc yen. So I don't have that open, so I'm going to go to File, New Chart. And it's going to probably be down in this third section, Swiss franc yen, Swiss franc yen. Come on. Why don't we see it here? Swiss franc, not there. Swiss franc yen. Swiss franc yen. Oh, there it is. So we're going to open them up. I don't like this chart, so I'm going to just oh, come on. And then I want to take a look at what the spread is. So the spread is 53.8. It's under 1. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a sell. So I'm going to go to New Order. This is a demo account. It has 10,700 in it. So I am going to, my lot size can be anywhere from, I'm going to basically move this decimal point over 4 spots. So it's going to be 1.07. So I'm just going to round up to 1.1. I can be anywhere from 0.6 to roughly 2. At 1.1, that allows me to have 2 open trades. So I'm going to put my volume at 1.1 lot size, and I'm going to do a sell by market. I am going to then right click on the order that's down below here, go to modify. This trade is worth 5 pips. So 5 pips equals 50 points. It allows me to, it'll figure out the math for me. So I click on put 50 points in here and click on this little button. it does the math for me. And we're going to use a 4-to-1 stop loss here. It's a little bit more because the accuracy of this trade is almost 90%. So if we win 9 trades, 9 times 5 is 45, and lose 1 for 20, we're ahead 25 pips at the end of the day. And the only other thing I like to check is that we get our 5 pips. So we got in at 150.51. So if I'm going to go to 150.466. So I'm going to just adjust this to 466 so I get my full 5 pips. So using the thick orange line signal, we took a sell on the Swiss franc yen with a take profit of 150.466, 150.466, and a stop loss of 150.736, 150.736. And I am going to expect this trade to close within the next hour. Okay, gang. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. It looks like it's going to actually close while we're sitting here, because what happens is when you see the thick orange line either oversold or overbought, and it's confirmed with the majors, when the hour switches, you get a little snap, and that snap is worth 5 pips. Let's see, we got a question here. Hard to hear. Sorry about that. Hopefully you're able to get it. So while we were watching this is going to close in just a second. Okay, thanks, gang. We will see you Monday evening. If you have a question or need to speak to me, you can schedule an appointment at Forex Smart Trade, forexsmarttrade.com/schedule, forexsmarttrade.com/schedule. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.